Hey guys, welcome back to Wise Kracks. Randy McKay and I here today. John is coming in shortly, I think. First, I want to say I got to shout out, not shout out. We got to actually give a little prayer for these people in California. Wow, what's going on over there? I watched it. I was like just sitting there, staring at the screen last night on the news for a while. I'm not really a California person. I'm not an LA person, but I've been all over those areas there, Malibu, and I have been down the Pacific Coast Highway, and my heart goes out to those people, those families, and it's a travesty what's going on there. It's amazing how windy it was overnight, and just more and more of these houses you see, and then you see some of the people on Twitter. I almost want to think that there's some fake videos out there, like people were. This one guy was showing his house, flames surrounding the beautiful house, and his dog, him with his dog, like why didn't you listen to there's just those people that just don't listen, just like when a hurricane or a tornado warning and they tell you to go inland, and there's just those people that just don't want to leave their valuables and they feel they're going to just get left behind. Did you see any of that stuff, Randy, like that I'm saying?
Yeah, and I saw, I don't know if you know, if you have you ever met James Woods? I saw his video. I've
I
played
watched
poker.
everything by James Woods. Yeah,
I,
no, I'm a James Woods fan. So
I played poker against him way back in the day, and actually was playing video poker one time at the Bellagio, and he was asking me about holds. He saw I was playing,
oh no, he's a real
so
nice guy. He's a little crazy with
so
the
oh yeah,
politics and stuff, but he's a really nice guy in person. That's what I meant. I've been with him in person a couple of times. Very nice. He's friends with a friend of mine, and I know I was following some of his tweets
well I
yesterday.
think his house went down. And that's what
Oh, it
he's
did?
been
Oh, wow.
saying. Yeah.
I knew it was close to his house. So, um, but anyway, um, yeah, no, it's just a shame to see that stuff. And I just pray for them. And I have a couple things to say about this. I had so many things to say this week that we'll never get them all in, like I said. Um, Randy, I want to ask you something. You don't have to mention the casinos, but right away, I want to come in with some secret stuff for the viewers and listeners.
Okay.
Um, I guess first, let me give a something I never do first. All these shows I watch other podcasts. They always say at the beginning, like and subscribe. It's just not something I ever say, and I should. Please, if you guys like the show, please add likes and subscribe. We need that in order to have a advertiser in order to have a future here with this podcast. So we really appreciate that. I appreciate the comments. I went in and I read all the comments last week's show, and I read all the comments the last five shows. I try to answer everybody just the way I was born and raised, really, to be respectable to people and treat them like you would want to be treated. So I'll say that first. Then I will give a shout out to our sponsor. Um, you know, Heritage. I take they take some people take some shots at me once in a while with Heritage, but you know I don't see anything they've done wrong. Okay, great. They take Bitcoin, great. I asked them about payments. Do you guys do any other kind of payments? Yes, we will do any. We will do other types of payments. So, and Heritage has been around 30 years. Um, when I was back in the early 2000s, late 90s, actually, I visited Heritage. I know the people behind them. They were a very strong sports book. They've been around 30 years. They have great promotions: 108 juice, reduced juice. I give you a free parlay. I was just reading on your birthday, reduced juice, cash back, uh, different kind of Bitcoin insurance. Get out of your bet free halftime. They pick a game every month that you get out of your bet free. Just like I said, heritagesports.eu. They've been around for years. Um, if you guys ever have a problem with them, you let me know because I'll contact them or and now they're actually giving. I even questioned them on this, Randy. So you're given reduced juice, but yet you have a 20% cash sign up bonus. It's this is like a no brainer, really. It's just amazing all the things they have, rebates and racebook rebates, and not that I recommend betting races. By the way, I'm not a horse race guy, so but they're 20%. As you can see, 20% cash sign up bonus right now. HeritageSports.eu. They're our sponsor. Now, Randy. Now I'm going to go into this. Again, you don't have to mention the places. This is a
Okay.
secret society when it comes to Randy and I about this kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, if you want to cut out of the show, we can cut it out too. Randy, are there any places left that the video poker machine has multi different things on it, multi games like Keno and real bad reels or slot machines left. Now, what I'm saying is you're playing the video poker, which is a 99% return, but yet there's Keno on there that's 20% house edge, depending on what. And they actually rate you at a better rate than the 98% machine or 99% machine you're playing, where you're getting more cash back, more comp, more theoretical. It means it looks like you're going to be losing more money because it rates you at maybe the worst game of the 12 games that they have on that machine. You know what I'm talking about. Am I explaining it right to the people at home? You're playing a high percentage level payback game, but yet you're getting rated at one of the lower rated games, so you're getting more for your dollar. Am I explaining that right?
Yeah, you explained it really well there, and you're looking to up your Theo playing something that isn't hardly a risk at all on the video poker, so it works out pretty well. I don't know if, of course, these new systems now detect everything, so it's tougher to get on that trail. I used to do that a lot. Uh, in fact, I used to play these blackjack machines at different, we'll just say different Harris properties had them, and then they would invite me to go to New Orleans and give me a $5,000 offer back in the day, and that's what we were talking about last week a little bit. And so, yeah, that's kind of things you look for. You know, they're not out there as much as they used to be, but
What do you test? You could test the system, put your card in, put $100 through, go to the host desk, ask how much you got, or you can just check yourself too at the kiosk sometimes, right?
Yeah, you can do that. That's good tricks. There isn't as many as there used to be, but there's still some out there in the older places. So keep a keen aware of that, especially some Indian res places as well in remote areas. They can't buy these big systems, so they have the older ones. So that works too.
But you got to be careful though when you're dealing with Indian casinos. They have their own police, sovereign ground. There's a lot of. Someone told me something the other day. I don't know if it's true. Someone put it on Twitter, Randy. Someone said you got to be careful at Hard Rock because they could take your money and they can freeze your account. I don't think that's going to happen with a guy like me or you that's out there publicly that can really embarrass them a little bit. But I mean, can they actually do that to people? Can they say you're too sharp and we're not giving you your money back? I can't see a place like Hard Rock, a big corporation like that, locking up your money or freezing your money. I can't see it.
I've never heard of any place taking anybody's money, but I
Yeah.
have taken away your benefits and your cash back that was left on your card. So I always recommend people don't, if you're playing hard in Indian res places, make sure you're cleaning out your card a lot. So in case you get the tap on the shoulder, the exclusion letter, which I've gotten in one place. So yeah, that happens.
Yeah, I've been excluded too. I was excluded. I still don't know. I don't know if I am now. Terrible's casinos here in town, which used to be, I think it's sold out. I think Silver Seven sold. But does that exclusion now allow me back in? I don't know. They walked me to the door.
Nevada has a new rule now after 2 years that they have to re-86 a person.
Wow, I didn't know that. I'm gonna walk in and see.
After you've been 86. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but and they walked me out because I wouldn't give them my name. I went to a blackjack table with a friend of mine. Of course, they had a really good game there. They had a situation there where they give you 10% of your loss back per trip. So it was every 48 hours. You can go back in there, and obviously, you just want to play something like blackjack, and you want to win a couple $100, or if you lose 1,000, they give you $100 back. So
and also they have
that.
very good coupons in the Las Vegas Advisor book with their friend
Yes.
Anthony Curtis. So I'm
Oh
giving
yeah.
you their shout out to get my free book again this year.
Oh, I don't get a free book. I have to. I have to pay. You get it free?
Oh, you might get a free one now because you mentioned them
Oh,
on your
well, I had
podcast.
him on. We had him on the show. Me and John
Oh,
had Anthony on the show. I still pay for my membership. That
just
dirty
text
old. No,
ahead
I'm
of
just
time.
kidding.
He
I'm just
should take
kidding. I'm just kidding. John, you remember Anthony was on with us, right? Anthony Curtis.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
He has a great book. Great advisor. It's a coupon book that he gives away, and it's worth literally 10 times the cost of the membership. So we're just talking about him. Where are you at there, Big Shot?
I'm at Town Square. I just get out of a big meeting. I'm moving
Oh,
and
okay.
shaking in this town, Bill.
Oh,
Moving and
okay.
shaking. I was meeting
Yeah,
with the
we're
guys at PTs. You know PTs all
PT's
over town.
Pubs.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they're great.
yeah.
They're great. Yeah,
I'm glad,
they
glad
have.
you feel that way because we're going to be doing some stuff with them.
Oh, good. No, they have some. Let me tell you. Do we reveal it yet? Once in a while, there's good advantages at places like the PT Pubs. So we'll
Oh
get
yeah.
Got
into
it.
that. We'll get into that if the progressives are right, and Randy can even tell you. Randy,
Oh,
you sent me. Randy sent me to some bar one time. Randy, do you remember when there was a bar in Summerlin? The progressive jackpot was like 20 grand or something. It was like a 4,000. This is years ago. Grand, this is 10 years ago. You called me about this. It was a progressive jackpot in a bar. And of course, as soon as I got to the bar, it was so smoky. It was terrible. But I played for a few minutes. But boy, what a! I think you guys hit that, right, Randy? Did you and Eddie hit that one?
Yeah, he might have hit it. I wasn't there at the time, but that's kind of probably why I told you, and maybe a few
Yeah.
others that I know were there. So I go, Bill, if you got nothing to do, this is a pretty good deal. So
Yeah. Once in a while, you go to the grocery store, even if they have some kind of progressive, right? Am I giving
oh,
all
yeah,
the stuff away here? Oh, yeah.
yeah. I used to play in grocery stores. They used to be all right.
Yeah. You know what I find in the grocery stores that I don't even look for it, but I really should more. I find the Ultimate X in the grocery stores or the bars where that someone left the bonuses on the machine. That's definitely a positive thing to do. You tip the
Pay for
bartender if
your
you had some
groceries.
pay for. Yeah, it's definitely something to do there.
wait, you tipped the
Anyone could,
bartender what? What did you
you
just
got to
say?
tip the bartender. You can't just go in and beat the place out of a couple hundred
Oh,
bucks.
yeah, of
You got
course.
to take care of the bartender. I always take care of the
Sure.
bartender,
Spread
and
the money around. Like in
because I don't
casino, you
want
got to
nothing to
spread the
drink.
money around.
I don't drink. So when I go to the bar and if I look at the Ultimate X and they say, oh, they come right over and do you want something? And I'll ask for a bottle of water or something like that. But you
Yeah.
always take care of the bartender. So I was just talking to Randy about these games that rate you at a better level than should be rated because they have different multiple games on the game. So, but I saved a couple of things here for you too, John. This weekend, Vinny Favorito, which is one of the best comedians. He's a break balls comedian. One
Great
of the
comedian.
Oh, you know who he is. Okay,
Yeah, for
have we seen
sure.
him, you and I, or no?
No, but I've seen him at comedy clubs for the
Oh my
longest
God,
time.
he
Vinny
is the big.
Favorito is hilarious.
He is the most. There's no one that's a knock around type of break balls comedian than this guy. Like I'm
Yeah.
friends with Andrew Dice Clay. I love Clay. I love Andrew Dice Clay. But yeah, Vinny is one of a kind. This weekend he's here. He's back. He's back. They're here. He's back in Vegas, and he's going to have weekends downtown, unfiltered, of course. It says around the tickets. As a matter of fact, let's see what it says here. If you are easily offended, this show is not for you. This show is intended for mature audiences, including offensive, ruthless, totally crazy, over the top content. So if you're sensitive or part of that cancel culture BS, take it on the hop, as my father would say. But anyway, yeah, this is a great celebrity roaster too. He's been you can Google him. He's got some
Yeah.
funny things. So this weekend, saying it wrong here. Notoriety Live downtown, Neonopolis. Am I saying that right? It's there this weekend. It's on Saturday night 8:30, Sunday 9 p.m. Really funny guy. He's been around a long time. Also, there's a documentary coming out on Amazon, which I was part of. So you guys will get to see that too about Vinny. And it's all about the show is all about him. The documentary, I'm on that also. So he's coming this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. Let me see what else I got. I got a lot of stuff for us. I had so much stuff, guys, I'll never get to it all.
You know what
Circa
I want to get
Millions.
to.
Go ahead. Oh,
No,
hold
go
on.
ahead. Go ahead. No,
All right.
it was just me doing a teaser.
Yeah. So Circa Millions. The numbers came out and the winners for Circa Millions and Survivor. Randy, I got to ask you. This is a very sensitive subject. So 8 people split the 14 million. So let's say 1.8 million per team. Randy, they come into the Circa for the big giveaway and the big celebration. Everyone gets their checks. Randy, are they supposed to go to the counter and take care of the tellers and cashiers?
Last year when I got 14th and 48th in the millions, I left him a little bit.
Yep. Ditto. Okay. Most people I don't think because of that particular way they do it, they give out a check celebration upstairs in a ballroom. I don't think they know to go downstairs to the tellers and give anything, or guys like me or you that are
Oh,
known. We have to give them something anyway, a little
because you're not
something.
getting paid. You're not getting paid at the window, so it's
Not getting paid
out
in
of
the
sight,
window,
out of mind.
out of sight. Listen, I just went and took out money on my app yesterday, and I threw in money, just taking out a withdrawal out of my app. I mean, so you're actually getting a large chunk of money here. I think you're supposed to take care of them. Not listen. I'm not saying
Wait.
over tip. I'm not saying give them. I'm not saying give them 100,000 or even 5,000 or 10,000. But I would, if I win 1.8 million, I'm actually giving them. I'm probably giving all the tellers I like outside the casino. I have to be honest with you. I'll give them something inside, but I want to give them, $100 gift cards, $1,000 gift cards, or something. If I
But
like
wait,
certain people.
Bill, let me understand this right. You're saying you just took money out of the Circa app
Yeah, my app.
because since you took money out you booked the win essentially. You went made a special trip over there to actually tip the guys behind the counter.
No, you actually have to go. You have to go to the counter to take money out of your app.
To get the money out. Okay.
South Point, Circa, Westgate.
Got
I know
it.
all these
But
guys,
still,
and they're
that's
always
really nice of you, man, because I don't think
well.
most people do that.
That's just like people going up and putting your tickets up and getting money on. I'm taking it off my win, but
sure.
So I at the end of the season, I had some season futures and stuff, and I took I took care of the tellers. I asked if they split. I always ask first. You guys split, and most of them, I think they all do. I think
they all do.
But some places don't split tips. So I want to make sure that. Let me be blunt. There's certain people I don't like. Certain people that are burnt out that are just. Why should they share in my tip? So if I'm giving $100 and you have 20 employees getting $5 each, I don't want him or her getting $5 of my money. I really don't. So, but I still wind up tipping anyway and giving it to this person I don't like normally. But this situation is very interesting. How they're not getting the money at the counter. So what do you do here in this situation? And I also have something I read from Las Vegas locally. On Sunday, a blackjack table at the D on Fremont Street hit a progressive of 127,000. Yesterday, a different blackjack player hit a progressive jackpot of 1.2 million. Neither player tipped a single dollar. Las Vegas local. Neither player tipped a single dollar. Now,
that's ridiculous.
This is a situation. I didn't tweet this out yet, but I'm going to. This is also a situation where maybe you're going to get a check for your winnings. Not only, I'm a knucklehead though. Not only am I tipping the staff, I'm tipping the other players as long as they were nice and that I held up the game. I give them a couple $100 each or something, 127,000. But I'm also going to tip outside the casino. And let me tell you something else. These people that are not hiding, but they're under anonymity on Twitter. Oh yeah, 10%. You got to give 10%. 10%? Are you out of your mind? 1 to 2% is customary. And I've never asked Randy what he thought about this. 1 to 2%, but I may have the special gift cards, which they can't split and give to the dealers or even a floor person outside the casino. Randy, what's your opinion on these two big jackpots that were hitting town the last 2 days?
Yeah, I agree. 1 to 2%. The smaller one, I bet you I've seen pictures of it. They put all the chips out too to pay the guy. And they bring out the big chips and pay the guy.
Right.
I don't know if they did on the 1.2 million one.
No.
With all them chips out there, you can throw a few chips to the dealer. I mean, that's pretty cruel. But if the other guy with the $1.2 million check, going out the door, that's that's real low too. I'm sure he was there. I don't know, who knows how many days they were playing it or that too, kind of building a relationship. So yeah, it's just downright bad. Being a former dealer, I'd want to kick that guy's butt.
But Randy, on a former episode, you said you probably started tipping more since COVID. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, especially to like restaurants and that kind of thing. I started tipping a lot more.
So you're going past 15% now. All right.
For that kind of service.
My man, my man.
Up to 20 most of the time.
20. I meant to see visual footage. No, I'm just kidding. No, cool. No, that's just something it gets to be really hairy area here when you're getting a check for 1.2 million. Do you have 10 or 20,000 in your pocket? No. So maybe you get a check for, $1.2 million and take 50,000 in cash and spread it around or something like that. But everyone,
will they do that? They'll do that for you?
I would think so. Randy, I would think so, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Of course, the casinos I worked at, I was in the table game, so I never saw nothing like that, of course.
People you got to see on some of the Las Vegas locally, you have to see the responses to some of these things about tipping. People have venom inside of them. Those dealers don't give you $1 when you lose. I'm not giving them $1. I'm not giving, I am one.
Karma.
Believe it or not, you're going to be shocked though. I am one to say these casinos should be paying people more. I am one to say that. You shouldn't be getting $6 an hour. Back in Atlantic City, you used to get $2 an hour. They didn't even go by they used to start at $3 an hour. Now they're up to like $5.50 they start at. That's all they start at, $6 an hour. So
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It really it's supposed to be coming up, no tax on tips coming, hopefully with this new administration. So
yeah.
What happens?
Is that really going to happen? That's amazing if that happens.
I think so. I think it is, I think it's no tax on tips. You do your own taxes.
It should be that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
Be nice if they raise the tax threshold to over 1,200 for us.
Randy, I don't think that'll ever happen.
Yeah.
I don't think that Uncle Sam is keeping a good eye on everybody. I don't think we're going up to a 5,000. By the way, it's been the same for 3 decades. I don't think $1,200 is ridiculous. You get so many tax forms and they put you in a different tax bracket. I know when I do my taxes at the end of the year, my wife gets upset at me. She's like, you totally killed us here for, like she has to pay more for her benefits because we pay tax on a bigger amount of money, gross on our gross amount, and take our deductions off that, take my win-loss statements off that. But I show win every year. I've showed win for 20 some years, so it is what it is. So one of my favorite podcasts that I follow is Miles to Memories. It's a local podcast. These 2 guys, one's here actually, one's in Detroit, but these guys always show different things about casinos. I really like them a lot. They did a pizza review. So they reviewed like 10 pizza places here in town. Now, I am due to go around town again and start.
I'm going with you. I want to go with you.
I seen their review and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I never tried that place. Whoa, So there were some places on there. Miami Slice was their first place they went to, which I like.
That's
Miami
a Fountain
Slice.
Blue, right? Fountain
Blue. I like Miami Slice. Real good slice of pizza. I wouldn't buy the slices. I just buy a whole pie. I think a whole pie is $36. If you get the slices are $9. Well, the slices are $9
that markup?
Not if you get a slice though, it's like $9. So it's like $72 if you buy 8 slices.
Is that the highest grossing pizza place in the country?
No,
it has to just because they don't do the volume, right?
All of these places are charging $10 a slice now. You go to Caesars, they're charging $10 for 2 slices in a soda, $27.
Yeah,
they're all charging that. They're
you're right. You might as well get the whole pie.
In fact, I talked to Al about losing. He lost his restaurant there because his lease was up. He had it for many years.
Yeah,
that was his pizza in there.
And Al, he's on this list though too. They went to Dom DeMarco's on Charleston, and they gave it a good review, about a 9, which is great. They gave it better than almost any downtown pizza. So Al was on there, Dom DeMarco's. When you go to Dom's, you ask him for well done. It's real simple. I like the square pie he's got there. It's that the Faro special square pie. I like that. Well done. I think it's a great pie. So Miami Slice. Now they went to some bad places though. This pop-up one down at the plaza looked terrible. They graded it bad. Evil Pie, which I've been to a couple times. I just want a slice of pizza. They have like 12 different slices with crazy things on their pizza. I really didn't like I didn't like honey and nothing like that until recently. Someone put a slice of pizza with honey and pepperoni in front of me, and I was like, I'm not gonna eat. It was actually really good. I don't know where it was from, but anyway, that's the type of pizza.
Probably Prince Street. Prince Street does that.
Oh, Prince Street does that. They didn't go to Prince Street Pizza. They didn't do that. They went to Good Pie downtown, which I thought I was gonna like. My wife went there, and she said it was just okay. That's in the Arts District, really cool area. Their sauce was good. It looked good. I have not went there, but that's a really cool, trendy area, new bars, new restaurants, clothing boutiques, really cool antiques down there. But they went to Pizza Rock, which I like their New York pizza. They make about 6 different styles. I like their New York pizza. I think it's very good. Now
That's
they
at
went
Green
to,
Valley? Green Valley Ranch?
there's one at Green Valley, but the original one downtown is the one they went to, which is a little bit better than Green Valley. I've been to
Right
both.
across from
I didn't know
downtown
that.
Grand.
Downtown
Okay.
Grand, right. Double Zero Pie was their highest rated pie. It's on Spring Mountain in Chinatown. I've been there. It's like a Neapolitan. Now, I'm not real big on the center of the Neapolitan pizza. It's like a floppier, cheesier pizza. It doesn't hold together well. But they have this oven that they take the pie and they spin it round on the flame to make a nice, well done, crisp char. I do like their pizza. I think it's very good. But I'm really not a Neapolitan pizza type of guy, even though that's where my mother was from, actually, in Italy. But and the last one I have to go to. The last one, they gave it like the second or third highest review. It's a Detroit style pizza. It's called Red Dwarf, and it's here in town. Red Dwarf Pizza. It's here. I'm sorry, I don't know where it's at, but I'm gonna go there. It's like a bar. Red Dwarf. It looks like Sicilian to me, but it's actually a Detroit style pizza, which is the thicker, like Sicilian type with thicker crust, and it's crispier crust. That looked great. So they gave that high reviews too. So there's a couple places there we have to go to and
All right, I'm
try
in.
out in town. Yeah, you're in. Okay, good.
I'm in.
Yeah,
You had me
good deal.
at pizza. You had me at free pizza because when you go with the crack, man, it's free.
No, well,
For-
I'm paying
For someone,
I'm paying.
yeah.
There's a couple places down there you didn't mention that I used to
Where?
go to when
Tell
I
me.
lived in Vegas. Ellis Island used to have Metro Pizza.
They have Metro. Metro's it's a Las Vegas staple. Been in
Metro
business
used
for
to be on the
years.
corner of Trop and Eastern, right? Back in the day.
There's
Metro
one
Pizza.
there's one over there now. There's one on Trop.
Oh
It's
wow.
still there.
Okay.
It's still there. And I went there. It was okay. I guess I should have mentioned that in there. They've been around town a long time. Where else do you get? Hey, John, your buddy had a good pizza. He brought it to my apartment.
IDK Pizza.
Is he still going?
Yeah, still going.
Good.
Ryan at IDK.
He has a very good Sicilian pizza. Holy shit, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Ryan's got a great IDK. He's got a good Sicilian pizza.
Yeah.
Randy, where else were you saying? Anything else
Well,
good pizza-wise?
Of course, many times I stay at the Mirage. All the times I ate at CPK, I got to mention them.
That's the end of that.
Wait, what?
I'm not
kidding,
a CP.
Right?
I'm not a CP.
What?
I'm not a CPK guy.
Okay.
Come on, Randy.
You don't
They have
like it either,
chicken.
John?
Did they have a barbecue?
God.
They may have had a barbecue chicken pizza.
They do have a
That was
barbecue
very
chicken
good.
pizza. That's their
Steve
famous
Wynn's
one.
favorite.
I may have
Come
had that in
on.
Santa
Randy,
Monica. Yeah.
All credibility just went out the window.
Okay.
That's okay.
Aw.
Oh, that's terrible. My last thing before we get into Randy's stuff.
Yeah, let's get in. I can't wait to get into Randy's stuff.
My last thing is, if I invite you to dinner, why would you ever come to dinner if you have a cold, if you're sick?
Especially if they know you. They must not know you.
Look, I could pull out sanitizer packs out of my bag right now.
I know.
It's like, how can you come to dinner? Are you really looking for a free meal that bad? Can I just give you $60 and you stay home? I mean, I can't. This has happened twice in a week. 2 different people.
Oh my God.
And I'm not. What's it called when people think they're always sick? What's the word?
Hypochondriac.
I'm not a hypochondriac, but even now I'm drinking hot tea.
Nice
I told my wife to there's nothing wrong with me, but I just was around people with colds the last couple of days, and I was like, I got to get some hot tea, hon. But anyway, that's just something. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. All right, Randy, listen. Before I don't know anything, Randy. Do you? And by the way, Randy broke about even last week. Your big winner in the was it North Dakota State? Is that it, Randy?
That's correct. The FCS championship, North Dakota State.
Boy, that line went against you.
Yeah, it sure did.
There was even a 4.5 at one point, and we took 3.5. I'm thinking I was doing some steal and went down to 3. I took 3.5, went up to 4.5, and a nice winner.
5.5.
Randy, yeah, see, a very nice win, Randy, for you again on that. This NFL, these playoffs, boy. I know. What's your opinion here? Do you like any games first? Or you just want to go over the games? Do you actually like any games where you're saying, hey, I want to bet this game?
I like a few games. Getting back to that North Dakota State, I always tell
Okay.
people death, taxes, and betting on North Dakota State is about the easiest you're gonna get in your life there. So it worked out good for us. In this wild card round, I have a teaser and a couple straight bets. So if we want to get to them,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can
Give me,
now.
let's have them so we can put them out on a tweet and then we'll talk about them after. Okay.
Okay, the teaser is Buffalo to -2.5,
Yep.
paired with the Rams up to 7.5.
Nice.
And the straight bet is Pittsburgh +10. Maybe a little tougher to get now. And then I like the under, I had under 46, 45.5 is okay in the Green Bay Philadelphia game.
Okay. So 4 plays there. Now, I have to ask you about this. Pittsburgh, and by the way, I still see a 10 on my screen. So, um, why do you like Pittsburgh over Baltimore? I just have been anti-Pittsburgh the last like half of their season, and I've been cashing with it, by the way. But why do you like Pittsburgh in this matchup? I know they beat them earlier in the season, and then of course they came back to Baltimore, and Baltimore took care of them pretty good. So,
Yeah, this is the third meeting. Pittsburgh won the first one. Baltimore, of course, won that second one pretty easily, but it came down to some turnovers. This is historic rival where the recency bias, you're getting way too much points, in my opinion, here. Should be about a 7.5 line. You're getting the inflation up to 10. I think we got to take that. Hope for a better game out of this Pittsburgh Steelers with their offense. No turnovers, back to Pittsburgh Steeler football. And another key factor, no wide receiver Flowers for Baltimore. He's their game breaker, big
yep.
injury for them. And I still don't trust this Baltimore defense to cover double digits. Hopefully we don't need that late. Hopefully Pittsburgh stays in the game the whole time, makes it a good, entertaining game. And we don't need the backdoor cover, but if available, we should get it with the +10.
So this is the same Baltimore team that lost at home to the Raiders earlier in this year. So I'm sure anything can happen, like you said. What was the total you liked? Was it the Eagles under, you said?
Yeah, the Eagles game under here. We got a lot of question marks here at quarterback. Uh, Jalen Hurd hasn't played here in a couple weeks with a concussion. Now on the other side, there Jordan Love banged up with an elbow. And, an elbow issue can be tricky. So look for both teams to run the ball more. They both have very good running backs. Barkley on one side for Philly, Josh Jacobs on the other side for Green Bay. So look for them to run the ball more, control the clock. They played earlier this season in Mexico. Crazy game, 34-29. I don't see nothing like that in the cold in Philly. So I believe it'll go under this total. And I like just about every game total under in the playoffs, except for the Bills and Broncos game, which we'll probably get to next.
Okay. And how about your teaser, right? You had the one side, the one total, and the teaser. The Rams picking it up through the key numbers of 3 and 7. And the other side of that game was it Buffalo?
Buffalo down to 2.5 if you can get that.
Yep. Oh,
Because
yes.
this game
-9.
now is teaser protected pretty much at most places, which they put it up to 9, so you can't do like a traditional 6-point one.
That's
You
the
got
6.5.
experienced team versus a young team here. Rookie quarterbacks, I like going against them on the road, especially. So, and the Denver defense hasn't stepped up against big competition here. I know John doesn't probably like this, but he's going to get but this team relies on a lot of turnovers, and I think the Bills are going to get it in this spot. So covering the 2.5 should be okay. Covering the 9 is going to be a little tougher with that number. Sean Payton will have a decent game plan, and we'll see if it works out early. You'll know pretty early in this game if they can hang around.
Let me tell you, isn't this a great weekend of football? I love
Yeah.
watching the playoffs. It's spread up perfectly. Saturday, Sunday, and then into Monday night. It just spread out so perfectly. Let's start out with some of the other games. I know you don't have opinions on them. I just wanted to know. I was a little bit surprised the Chargers were a 3-point favorite at Houston. I thought it may come out a little bit lower, but yet I didn't bet the Texans.
Yeah, I thought it would be a small favorite for the Chargers. They're like a 1.5, and then it would get bet up. Just recency bias against Houston. they've looked bad down the stretch here as well. So I might look to play if they keep betting against Houston. That line keeps pushing up. I might have a play on Houston before the game starts.
You talked about rookie quarterbacks. The Commanders going into Tampa and playing the Bucks against a veteran quarterback, let's call him now, Mayfield. But, we had a 3.5 here at South Point. And just for the fun of it, I had to take the 3.5 on the Commanders team, plus 3.5. I can actually usually don't middle games. But I mean, I thought about maybe there's a Buccaneers money line because I see a minus 150 out screen. But I still did not do it. It's too high of a total. If it's a lower total, it means it's going to play closer to the game or it's supposed to. It's projected to. So I have a small play on them. But tell me why you don't, because of the rookie quarterbacks, do you have any lean in that game at all? Or with 3.5, maybe you'd look towards the Commanders or not really?
Yeah, that one's a close one to me. I could see it being right around that field goal kick. You getting 3.5, got the best of it. I'd probably just sit on that, enjoy it. Hopefully it comes in. This Tampa Bay had to play a stressful game, which we didn't predict. Last week, I didn't think that game would be. Look, imagine those guys in Survivor having to sweat out that game, Atlanta,
Imagine. Oh my
that
God.
morning round. That was pretty. That was fun to watch, actually. The
Yeah.
morning games, and a lot of good drama there as well. So yeah, I don't have any real opinion there. I would lean maybe towards the under because I think Bowles is going to have, his defense ready for the Jaden Daniels. And then the other side, he's a defensive coach, the Washington coach as well. So he'll have a little game plan there for the Buccaneers team.
I haven't met anyone that likes Green Bay this week. Everyone likes the Eagles. I didn't ask John yet. John, do you want to bury anybody with any picks or no?
Well, I mean, I've silently been killing it here. If you've been following what I've been saying, it's in terms of money line bets, Bill. I mean, my Broncos are for real. You guys, it's not too late to change your picks. Randy, I don't know if you made those bets yet, but you can talk about rookie quarterbacks all you want. Nix has done exactly what I said he was going to do from the beginning of the season. I said, wait till the halfway point of the season. This guy's just going to keep getting better and better, and he's going to get into a rhythm, and good night. And he's learned how to win games they shouldn't be winning. Calls went their way, whatever. They find a way to win. That's what the greats do. They find a way to win. Obviously, last week, I get it. They're playing the third string, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you want to say. If you don't think they weren't running plays, they used that as a strategic practice last week. I'm telling you, the Broncos are going to beat the Bills. And then look out. Do I think they're going to win the Super Bowl? It's tough, but the momentum's a real thing at this point of the season. If they get by the Bills, they're going to be feeling pretty good when they do end up playing the Chiefs on their way to the Super Bowl. It's either going to be Chiefs Lions or Broncos Lions. I can tell you that.
Anyone else for the cemetery here? You got anyone else you like this week?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Don't
man.
force anything. Don't force anything.
I think you can keep if I'm betting, which I will be, it's Lions money line throughout, it's Broncos money line throughout, and it's Chiefs money line throughout.
Okay. Go back to Randy.
Bill, let me ask you this one last thing, Bill. Let me ask you this. If you were playing the stock market and you made 20% on your money, most people would consider that a win, making 20% on your money in the stock market. So then why don't you guys love betting minus 200s?
Well, what do you mean? Laying 2-1 on the games? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't really...
making 10 to 20% on your money on favorites.
Because there's nothing's guaranteed, and these favorites, when they put the line up on the money line, it's skewed towards the public knowing which way they're going to already bet. They know they're going to be putting the Bills and the parlay money line. They know they're going to be putting out the teams that are that big of favorites. Let's look at them real fast. I'll look at the Eagles minus 230, Buffalo minus 450, the Ravens minus 5-1. Really, in reality, those money lines should be a little bit less to get maybe the true odds. However, they know which way you guys are betting. I don't mean to say you guys. They know which way that the public is betting, and the value is not on money lines. Am I correct, Randy?
Yeah, there's a time to take the money lines though, when a show dog comes through and they're betting that favorite down. You see that in Super
Super
Bowls
Bowl.
or
Super
big
Bowl.
AFC championship or NFC championships all the time where the money line favorite gets bet way down. In fact, one of my
Right.
biggest losses of my betting career was betting on the Patriots to go undefeated that one season against the Giants, which was a heartbreak, but very cheap money line. That was down like 350. So
Yeah.
that was a good one, but it just didn't work out.
No, you're
I
right.
just
People love to bet the money lines here in Vegas when they come for the Super Bowl. Usually the value, and that wasn't last year, but usually the value is the money line favorite here in Vegas. Maybe even, I don't know what FanDuel or DraftKings or any of those kind of sites, but here in Vegas, the money lines are usually a pretty good value on the favorite because everyone loves to bet on the money line underdogs.
Okay, can we do this? Can we do this when the Broncos do beat the Bills, which they will? Will both of you tweet out something like, when it comes to picking money line dogs, Jon Orlando is the GOAT? Can I get a commitment that you guys tweet that out when the Broncos do beat the Bills? You tweet something like that out, praising me.
I'll give you a shout out, but definitely goat is not in your repertoire. So, but yeah, I'll give you a shout out for that. Sure, no
I'm
problem.
more like Veal. I'm like Veal.
Yeah. But anyway, I was surprised you didn't say the Eagles, John. Good. Everyone loves the Eagles. I have met so many people. I had
Yeah.
breakfast with guys this morning. I talked to people yesterday and on Monday. Everyone just loves the Eagles in this game. Like Randy said, he thinks it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think a low-scoring game helps the underdog anyway, naturally. I didn't bet Green Bay. I actually need the Eagles to win. I need them to win the NFC. I have a pretty large bet for them to win the NFC.
Well, I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for the Eagles then.
Well, listen, guys, anything else, John or Randy?
The Minnesota game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Minnesota.
yes.
I got the Rams in a teaser. This game brought me back to the last time the Rams played the Vikings in the playoffs, December 31, 1978.
Wow.
An 8-year-old Randy McKay was at that game.
Wow.
First ever Minnesota Viking game of my life. Fran
Tarkenton, yes.
Last ever game of his career. And down below, CBS Sports was there broadcasting the NFL Today with Brent Musburger.
Wow. How cool.
So look how life changes in
that's incredible.
Years.
John, Randy, Brent loves Randy. Brent Musburger loves Randy. Oh, yeah. So Brent Musburger, he had Randy on the first year multiple times, and didn't he vote you the fan of the year? Am I right, Randy?
I was the VEASAN fan of the year, the first year of VEASAN, and I will always treasure that. And I remember that 1978 game as well.
That's incredible. Wow. That's a great story.
I have one last thing. Robert, our producer, Robert, you had a question about a line that was up. Let's get Randy's opinion. What is it, Robert? Go ahead.
I put $20 on this on the yes. Will a first-time winner win this year's Super Bowl? I got plus 116 on the yes.
All right, give us the teams.
Yeah.
Like what wasn't there? What didn't they? You sent me a screenshot.
Yep. So you got Detroit hasn't won one before. Houston hasn't won one before. Buffalo hasn't won one before. Minnesota hasn't won one before. And who am I missing? LA Chargers haven't won one before.
Yeah. I thought it was next year's, and you said if Detroit, Cincy, Carolina's on there, Buffalo, Cleveland, Jacksonville. Isn't that the one you sent me?
Yeah.
So it's different than what you're saying. This year's Super Bowl, the one you sent me, will a first-time winner win next year's Super Bowl? And it's Detroit, Cincy, Houston, Buffalo, Atlanta, Cleveland, Chargers, Jacksonville, Minnesota, Arizona, Tennessee, or Carolina. That was the bet I seen. Is that correct?
Yeah. What Super Bowl are we on? When you get those Roman numerals, it's no, it's this year. It's this coming Super Bowl, the one that will be played in February. LIX. That is for this coming season. They are this season actively.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, there was the bet. I seen it on there.
Yeah.
And okay. So
you're basically taking 5 teams that are could potentially win at plus 116.
I like that bet.
Well, Detroit's in there, so of course you're going to be that's the reason why it looks like maybe a decent bet, but I'm probably still not betting it though. What do you think, What do you think, Randy?
Yeah, I like that you're getting plus money at least on it.
You are getting plus money.
That's what I would have made it, probably right around that line, getting small dog.
You know what? You're getting Buffalo too. Detroit,
You get
Buffalo,
some strong teams.
Houston, Chargers, Minnesota. Yeah, you're getting. So you know what? It's. I'm glad you bet it. I'll be rooting for you.
Yeah.
That's all I could say.
Well, hey, we got that Coach of the Year bet, Crack. So if that one goes, then that's a big winner. That's a real bet.
Yes, that's a real bet.
Is that
Well,
Kevin
listen,
O'Connell?
Yes.
O'Connell. Yep. When you know.
I like it.
Yep. Lately, now that game last week didn't help his chance. He's the favorite still, but didn't help him. That's for sure. But and that's the reason why you said the Minnesota game. It's fresh in people's minds about what happened last week with Minnesota. They looked terrible. They looked terrible last week against Detroit. Listen, though, it was 10-9. They looked okay, and then they just fell apart. Like they couldn't close. So
that quarterback had the worst game of his.
He went back to his
last year.
He went back to his.
That was a big factor.
Jet days.
I'm a little worried this game's going to get moved because of the fires. So we'll have to see. There's talk that this game might be in Las Vegas. Maybe I'll take a flight out and come see you guys Monday night. Or
come on.
Yeah. Well, good. All right, good deal. Well, listen, guys, thank you very much for following us, subscribing, liking, comments. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week on Wise Kracks.